Hi students, welcome to the fourth part of haloalkanes, haloarenes. In this part, I'm discussing 8 questions from previous year NEET papers. Okay, let us start with the first. Right, today's first question is, an organic compound A formula is given C4H9Cl on reaction with sodium in diethyl ether gives a hydrocarbon which on monochlorination gives only one chloro derivative. Okay, right. So at first, if you see here, the molecule given is C4H9Cl. It's alkyl halide, and if you take alkyl halide, it can be taken. Okay, 4 carbon atoms. We can take primary alkyl halide, a secondary, or you can make even a tertiary alkyl halide by using the formula C4H9Cl. And now just see the reaction here. Reaction with sodium in the presence of diethyl ether. So we already know the reaction of alkyl halide with sodium metal. It's a named reaction called Wurtz reaction. So in Wurtz reaction, what we get? We'll get formation of higher alkanes. So it's a type of coupling reaction in which we'll get formation of higher alkane. The condition is what here? It forms a hydrocarbon which on monochlorination gives only one chloro derivative. So it means the product obtained upon Wurtz reaction should have all equivalent hydrogen atoms, or that should have only one type of hydrogen atoms, right? So you can see here, I take a reaction first. So C4H9Cl, the reaction already I said it's a Wurtz reaction, and if you take 2 moles of alkyl halide upon reaction with sodium metal in the presence of dry ether solvent results in formation of RR, or can take it as a higher alkane. Along with that, we get 2 moles of sodium halide. Right, now easily you can guess. I said the condition is what here? It should have same type of hydrogen atoms. So only one possibility there. So we should start with tertiary butyl chloride. If you take tertiary butyl chloride 2 moles upon reaction with sodium metal in the presence of dry ether, okay, you'll get formation of 2,2,3,3 tetramethyl butane. And you can see in this structure, all methyls are same, right? You can see that they are in same chemical environment, or even you can take it as all hydrogen atoms are equivalent. So if they are equivalent, and if you take like chlorination reaction, free radical chlorination reaction or halogenation, it results in the formation of only one type of monochloro derivative. So the right answer for this question is we should take alkyl halide as tertiary butyl chloride. So the right answer is option A. Okay, let's go to second question now. A compound of molecular formula C7H16 shows optical isomerism. The compound will be. Okay, so in this case, question based on optical isomerism, and we already know the condition for optical isomerism. There should be asymmetry in the molecule, or you can take presence of chirality, or you can take in other words, the molecule should have chiral carbon atom present. Okay, this is a simple question there. If you write the structure, you'll come to know, okay, the molecule is having chiral carbon or no. So I have taken directly here C7H16. So we can take what? The right answer for this question is 2,3 dimethylpentane structure I have given here. So this is second carbon and third carbon. You can see the third carbon is chiral carbon, right? As is attached to 4 different groups here, right? One hydrogen, we got isopropyl, then you got methyl, and the last one is ethyl. So it's having one chiral carbon atom present, and it's said to be optically active, or it shows optical isomerism. So the right answer is option A. Okay, next one. Ethyl chloride is converted into diethyl ether. Okay, so you can see here ethyl chloride I taken here C2H5Cl. We need to convert this into C2H5O C2H5, and that's nothing but diethyl ether. So you can see that this reaction is a substitution reaction, right? in which chlorine of ethyl chloride is replaced by ethoxy. And to get ethoxy, we should take a reagent, right? So you can take that reagent as sodium ethoxide. And we already know the reaction of alkyl halides with sodium alkoxide to form ethers is called Williamson's ether synthesis or Williamson synthesis. Okay, that's a direct question. So the right answer for this question is Williamson's ether synthesis. Okay, next question now. Which of the following compounds is not chiral? Okay, again a direct question given. So among these four structures given here, which is not having chiral carbon atom? Okay, so I have taken first one here, option A. As you can see, the star one here, right? This is chiral carbon atom as attached to 4 different atoms or group of atoms. Second, also having chiral carbon. Third one, you can see here, D, CH2, 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 Cl. There is no chiral carbon atom present in this molecule. And even the fourth one, you can see, right, it's having one chiral carbon atom present. So you can easily select, right? The right answer for this question is option C. Right. Next one now. Replacement of chlorine of chlorobenzene to give phenol. Okay, so you can take replacement of chlorobenzene to give phenol means that should be a nucleophilic substitution reaction. Requires drastic conditions, but chlorine of 2,4-dinitrochlorobenzene is readily replaced because of. Right, so this is given directly explained in NCERT book. If we take chlorobenzene, nucleophilic substitution like with sodium hydroxide, we'll get formation of phenol. But that requires drastic conditions. And if you go on adding electron withdrawing groups such as NO2 in ortho and para positions, it increases the reactivity of haloarenes towards nucleophilic substitution reaction. Right, so you can see here the answer directly you can select here now. As you can see, 2,4-dinitro, it's having 2 electron withdrawing groups, right? And placed in 2 means you can take ortho position, 4 means para position. So what it does, it withdraws electron and further increases the reactivity of haloarenes, right? So the right answer for this question is NO2 withdraws electron from ortho and para positions. Okay, this can be explained why we take electron withdrawing group only in ortho and para positions. And if we place NO2 in meta position, the reactivity will not increase. Okay, the reason you can explain by taking, okay, first I taken a reaction here. This is 2,4-dinitrochlorobenzene. Upon reaction with sodium hydroxide requires 368 Kelvin temperature followed by acidification, results in formation of 2,4-dinitrophenol. Okay, so I taken only one here, resonance structure. I taken NO2 in para position here. Okay, electron withdrawing group present in para position, and we can easily write the resonance structures now. First, OH minus from NaOH will attack on the carbon which contains chlorine. Okay, if it attacks, you can see here the bonding electrons will shift on the ortho carbon, right? Further, delocalization of electrons we can write, so that you can write many resonance forms or resonance structures. Okay, the carbon, ortho carbon having a lone pair of electron right now or excess of electrons. So what happens, that lone pair shift between the carbon atoms here. As a result, the pi bond breaks and shift on the para carbon. Okay, so if we see further resonance structures here, the one thing is clear, right? With respect to chlorine, 2 positions are electron rich positions. They are, you can see here, right? This is ortho position, this is para position, and then ortho. So ortho and para positions are electron rich positions, right? And you can see in meta there is no negative charge present, right? So comparatively what you can write, ortho and para positions are electron rich positions, and if you place any electron withdrawing group on such positions like ortho and para position, so it will stabilize the carbon ion, right? And if you get more stable carbon ion, it means what? we can take like the reactivity is more, right? The stability of carbon ion will increase the reactivity of halogenes towards nucleophilic substitution reaction. So what happens now? Electron withdrawing groups in ortho and para positions will stabilize the carbon ion obtained, and if carbon ion is more stable, it should be having more reactivity. So in this way we can take, if you place any electron withdrawing group in ortho and para positions, that increases the reactivity of halogenes towards nucleophilic substitution reaction. So the right answer only taken here, right? Option B, NO2 withdraws electron from ortho and para positions. Okay, let us go to next question now. Alkyl halide is converted into an alcohol by, okay, so again a simple reaction here, alkyl halide into alcohol. You can see the change, right? In the place of X we are getting OH. So it has to be substitution reaction, okay, particularly initiated by nucleophile. So we can take this as a nucleophilic substitution reaction. So the right answer is substitution reaction. Okay, next question. Reaction of tertiary butyl bromide with sodium methoxide produces, right? So this is the reaction between tertiary butyl bromide. I taken reaction here. This is tertiary butyl bromide and sodium methoxide. You can see sodium methoxide is electrolyte, so will be in the form of two ions, right? One is Na plus, other is OCH3 minus. Okay, now in this reaction we can expect like the competition between two, right? One is substitution reaction and elimination reaction. Okay, we can see here this is tertiary alkyl halide, and the nucleophile we got is methoxide ion. As this is also having one methyl group present, so because of steric hindrance, methoxide cannot attack on the carbon which contains halogen, right? Because of here also we got three methyl bulky methyl groups, so as well as in nucleophile also we got presence of methyl, so this is like bulky nucleophile, right? So there is no substitution possible here. So what it does now, instead methoxide will abstract a proton as I shown here. So methoxide, what it does, it will abstract a proton, and as a result the bonding electrons, these bonding electrons shift between the carbon. So what happens now, this becomes a double bond. As a result this carbon becomes pentavalent, right? So one bond should be broken, and the weakest bond is between carbon and bromine. So the bromine will take the bonding electrons and eliminate it as bromide, right? So that bromide combines with Na plus, eliminated as sodium bromide, and the main compound here obtained, as I said here, get double bond formed, right? So you can see the double bond, and you can call the structure as isobutylene or 2-methyl propene, right? So the main product obtained when tertiary butyl bromide is allowed to react with sodium methoxide is isobutylene or 2-methyl propene, right? Okay, today's last question. Grignard reagent is prepared by the reaction between, okay, Grignard reagent we already know, having general formula RMgX, they are nothing but alkyl magnesium halides, and they are prepared by taking alkyl halide and magnesium in the presence of dry ether. We get formation of alkyl magnesium halides, also called Grignard reagent. Okay, so this is a set of 8 questions I have taken in fourth part of haloalkanes and haloarenes. So we got remaining 8 questions that I'm going to discuss in the last part of haloalkanes and haloarenes, that's fifth part. Okay, if you like the video, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.